Danny Wallace.
I'm 28 years old and I live in Bow, East London. Well, kind of. You see, a little over 6 months ago, I decided to start my very own country. Scouring the globe for the best place to set things up, I tried to buy a deserted island.
I assume you have excess $500,000, obviously.
Well, you know.
But that didn't work.
Invasion, invasion.
So I tried to invade somewhere.
Oh, hello. Someone's blatantly called the police.
But that didn't work either.
We're coming back, we're coming back.
And then, at about 6:28 on a Sunday morning...
I think I've got it.
Look.
Why can't this be a country?
To be taken seriously, I needed more than just a flat in the East End. I needed citizens. I immediately set about building a website, my very own cyber nation. I was convinced it'd be a great place for people to find out about my country and maybe even sign up as citizens. But how many would it take to be considered a real country?
The smallest country in the world is the Vatican.
Slap bang in the middle of Rome, the Vatican City is an independent state with just 921 citizens. All I had to do was equal this, and I was sure I could be considered a proper country. So I took to the streets of London, where I was confident I'd find lots of people keen on a fresh start.
I'm just starting my own country.
I'm just looking for a few citizens. I'm starting my own country. I'm starting my own country. I'm going to be a king. I'm starting my own country and I'm looking for a policeman. I got your handshake on that?
You have indeed.
What's your name?
My name's Bill.
By the end of the day, I'd managed to shift 250 flyers, and dozens of people promised to check out my cyber nation.
Thanks, Sue. Look at this. All these people. Oops. Well, whatever. I couldn't work the focus, so I'm afraid you just have to believe me when I tell you. I've got how many? 64 emails.
But if I was to stand any chance of catching up with the Vatican and having a population bigger than the smallest country in the world, I needed loads more people.
You're here because you're starting, or you've started your own country?
Both. I'm in the early stages, so I've started it, but I'm still starting it.
But what? Actually properly starting it?
Yes, properly starting my own country.
The phones have gone mental. Let's go to Gareth in Basildon. Hello, Gareth.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. What do you reckon to Danny's idea?
I think it's absolutely wonderful.
I think it's the best idea I've heard in a long time.
So you're going to join up?
100%. I'm not going to join. I want to help you. I want to be part of this.
Really? It was all coming together, and it was time to hold my first official meeting, live on Citizen TV.
If our country is to survive the modern world, it can't simply remain a slightly scruffy one-bedroom flat in the East End of London. We need to expand. We need territory. So here's what I want you to do. Proudly declare one room in your house or flat an embassy for my country. Now, it doesn't even have to be a room. It could be a hallway, an underfloor cupboard. It could even be a shed, so long as it's yours. What I want you to do is go to the website at citizensrequired.com. There you will find our flag. Print it out. Take a picture of yourself holding it up in that room. You will then be an official ambassador, and that will be your embassy. Email me, text it to me, however you can get it to me, do. Tell me the town or the city you've set your embassy up in. This is important. Go to it.
The number of people applying for citizenship was growing daily. In fact, my recruitment campaign had been so successful, I'd overtaken the Vatican and was no longer the smallest country in the world.
We have 11,531 citizens. Not only have we trashed the Vatican, we are on the verge this evening of beating the people of Tuvalu. We are we? We've beaten Tuvalu! This is Theo Hughes. He's even made his own sort of like embassy logo there, which is fantastic. He's from Great Yarmouth. Do you want to whack that up there? Just to take care of Yarmouth. Nick Jones. My embassy's in a little Welsh village called Effail Isaf or something. So whack one down for Wales. That's fantastic. We've got a reverend in Nebworth. We've got a fella in Plymstock there. Glasgow. We got loads and loads and loads. Honestly, it's fantastic.
It was all going rather well. And so, I sent out an email inviting people to meet me at the one place where all of Britain's major decisions are made. The pub.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how's it going?
Have we got jobs?
About extradition treaties. What?
It was evident that pretty much everyone else in the room was more qualified to lead a country than I was.
Got a constitution?
No. You know,
Have you got anything sorted?
not really.
If I was to stand any chance of succeeding, I needed to get advice. When I got home, I found a fantastic email.
Dear Danny, Noam has asked me to write.
It was inviting me to Boston for an audience with the world-famous boffin Noam Chomsky.
If the people want to be told, here's what I'm going to do for you, they're starting off on the wrong foot. They have to be encouraged to think for themselves what they want. Remember, democracy isn't just voting, it's also participation and discussion.
Noam had given me lots to think about, and I liked the idea that power should come from the people.
So you've started a political party within the country?
Yes, I have.
Fantastic. Presumably you've been on the message boards,
Yeah, absolutely.
so people can kind of go in and find out more about the glories.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of message boards going at the moment.
And what do the glories stand for?
We stand for supporting you through thick and thin.
Brilliant.
We also stand for equality amongst citizens, disregarding age, gender, race and sexual orientation, and we want to rely on the powers of peace and love and not resort to hate or violence.
You were reading that out, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
This was working. Hundreds of people were signing up as citizens daily.
I'm going to invade Spain on behalf of our country. You cannot stop me. Together we will take Spain. I don't want to invade Spain.
Trouble was, it looked like some of my citizens were in danger of letting me down.
Can I please mug someone? No.
I was going to need some ground rules.
I've been hearing a lot about constitutions, and I'm wondering whether it's something I should get involved with.
Well, pretty much every country in the world at some stage has done this.
With Debbie keen to help, I grabbed a pen and set to work.
Right. What now?
Over the next few days, I dedicated myself entirely to getting it right.
Constitution.
It is a citizen's duty always to look on the bright side, to keep all chins up, to bring squabbling to a minimum, and always to pick up after themselves.
But having spent so much time working up my constitution, I was falling behind processing citizen applications. I realised I should delegate some responsibility. I needed a government.
Now, I've drawn up a short list of 4 candidates based on what you've been sending in for each role. So you can go to the website and vote on who should win. Goodwill Ambassador, that's one. There's now 4 people you can vote on. Poet Laureate as well, that's going. So perhaps we can have a new one in the next couple of weeks for more posts, and you can send in your details, send in a photo, what qualifies you, and we'll see what happens.
I'd like to apply for Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Would you? Are you good with money?
I am a chartered accountant.
You're a chartered accountant?
I am,
So you
yeah.
are quite good with money. We've got Kieran on the line.
Your Majesty, good evening.
There it is that you?
Yes, yes.
So tell me about the Foreign Office you've been setting up.
Well, basically, the Foreign Office started last week when I looked on the message boards and noticed that no one was actually... People were ministers for this, that, the next thing, and I thought, oh, hang on a minute, we don't actually know what anyone is. So I went off and set up a Foreign Office, and we now have a full portfolio of ministers for all the regions in the world.
Really?
Who either come from that part of the world or are living there at the moment, and over 20 ambassadors in over 20 countries.